Years ago this month, the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. told the world, "I have a dream." The anniversary of the March on Washington is coming up, but repair work on King's Memorial may not be finished in time. The reason? A problem with the contractor's insurance. Chip Reed is on the National Mall. Chip, good morning.
Well, good morning, Nora and Charlie. As you can see, the Martin Luther King Memorial is not quite ready for the big celebration. The problem is an inscription on the side of the memorial that does not use Dr. King's exact words, and critics say it puts him in a bad light. Almost 2 years after opening to the public, the Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial is hidden by scaffolding and fenced off as workers try to finish removing the contentious line. Carved into the side of the 30-foot granite likeness of Reverend King, it was a reference to one of the last sermons he ever made, called The Drum Major Instinct.
Yes, if you want to say that I was a drum major, say that I was a drum major for justice. Say that I was a drum major for peace. I was a drum major for righteousness. And all of the other shallow things will not matter.
King's words were shortened to, "I was a drum major for justice, peace, and righteousness," so they would fit on the memorial. The poet Maya Angelou said the line made King sound like an arrogant twit. King's son and Rachel Manteuffel of the Washington Post, who discovered the discrepancy, also raised objections.
The entire meaning of the quote seemed to be turned on its head, because he's saying, all right, if you want to say something sort of disparaging about me, that I sought all this attention, at least say that I sought this attention for good reasons.
The National Park Service eventually agreed to remove it, and in July, the memorial's sculptor was flown in from China to chisel the line out of the stone. But that raised complications, according to his son.
We replaced the old inscription with some movement line or striations. The new striations are deeper and has darker color.
The final phase of the work requires sandblasting, but the kind of artificial sand the artist wanted to use was not covered by the contractor's insurance. Instead, they used ground-up walnut shells, which left stains that also had to be chiseled out. The Snags have now cast doubt on plans to have the memorial ready for the 50th anniversary of the 1963 March on Washington at the end of this month.
If I were a tourist now, I would be disappointed, but I am so glad that they're taking the trouble and to get it right.
Now, the 50th anniversary of the March on Washington is 2 weeks from today. The National Park Service tells us they believe they can get the repairs done in time by using their own team of experts instead of the outside contractor. But if they don't get it done in time, they're going to have to take all of that scaffolding and fencing away for the celebration and then put it all back afterward to finish the job. Nora and Charlie?
Clearly, Dr. Martin Luther King didn't need editing, did he?
He did not need anything, and get it right the first time.
Exactly.